Alrighty, so in today's video, I want to go over the worldwide download celebration and kind of give you guys some speculative thoughts on who I think that it could be. Now, right now, we don't have much definitive evidence towards anything. The closest hint that I can give you is that there was some shenanigans with GT story events in the tab or in the portal of memories, like going away, or meaning that they're going to be coming back at some point. And that would likely point to it being closer towards GT. But when it comes to GT, I think it's a little bit interesting on how they would even be able to handle it, right? So I'm not saying it's impossible. Obviously, Dragon Ball GT has quite a bit in terms of heroes, in terms of villains. We'll just pull up both of these categories here while I'm talking. When it comes to GT heroes, though, I think it is a little bit tricky because kind of like the big boys of GT have gotten their premium releases since 2022, you know? We look at somebody like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta being right here, and then the Universal Spirit Bomb, as well as the initial Super Saiyan 4 Goku, or even just into full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? I guess you could say that like Goku standing on the rock is not represented. So like, well, obviously it's represented, but we're just talking about like a headlining LR, right? Because this guy, these two are a little bit different. Like they're not even really from like their canon stuff, if you will. They're, I mean, obviously canon, but like their animations are not like some crazy thing, right? It's not like a one-to-one reference like we get these days. So just keep that in mind as we're going. But like, who could we potentially see for worldwide download if they were to go down the GT route, right? It's like, really, I think it would have to be a standalone Super Saiyan 4 Goku, because I don't think they're going to do another Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, considering we're probably going to be getting the EZA for this character closer to the 10-year anniversary, or during the 10-year anniversary, assuming that's how they do things. I mean, you know, the 4 years EZA during the 7-year, the 5 years are EZA during the 8th year, and then the 6 years EZA during the 9th year, so on and so forth. You would believe that these guys are going to be EZAing, but you never know, right? So I think that a Super Saiyan 4 Goku could potentially work as like a headliner for the worldwide download celebration. That would obviously work fine. And then when it goes to EZAs, I think the major EZAs that we would be seeing would be the Golden Week TURs right here. These bad boys, I think they're very good. Or they will be very good with EZAs, rainbow orb changing and stuff like that. They really could kind of go buck wild to make those characters very, very impressive. You have somebody like in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, this EZA would be moving mountains. I'm sure a lot of people would be extremely excited for this character. And then something else that you could also do is Super EZA, these two characters down here. And so that would cover like the hero side of EZAs. But when it comes to like villains and stuff like that, GT bosses is in a very weird spot. So now that I'm kind of like drawing the celebration out in my head, I'm kind of seeing the vision here, right? You could easily EZA this character here. This could be like the summonable LR EZA that they could do. That is definitely possible. But when it comes to EZAs, this is where things get tricky, right? Like, not much. Maybe you toss this guy in or something like that, but there is not a lot here. This Nova, I suppose. For LRs, what we could potentially have is like a transforming baby. I think that would work. And then if part 2 just wasn't GT, then maybe they could just pan off from something else like that, right? But this could potentially work. I think GT would work out with like a Super Saiyan 4 Goku and then a transforming baby during part 2. Maybe like a 17. No, because that's this Dokkan Fest right here. They wouldn't do that. Maybe some type of I don't know, man. I like part 2 is so tricky. Part 1 would just be like a transforming baby and then a Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But part 2, I don't know if they do something for GT. Like it would just be, they would have to cook, right? I'd be very interested to see how they do it. But GT is definitely something that is possible. But let's move on to the next one that I would really like to see for the themes, and that is going to be the Android/Cell Saga. I think it's a little bit overdue that we get an update for Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the Cell games, right? We like, you guys can say like, you know, we have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in the form of like this character's active skill, and you know, where's the TUR, right? Where is that bad boy at? Right here. This character right here, like you could say like technically he's in it as well, but I really think we need like an updated version, like the AGL LR, right? I think this is a character who for worldwide, like 100% can just do it again, right? Like who's complaining about Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, right? Like this is not Legends where they have a Gohan problem, where it's like nothing but Gohan, 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 Gohan. And like whenever there is a Gohan, he's the best character in the whole thing. Like that is not the case here, right? I think that you could easily kind of do whatever you want with this Cell game celebration, and then you could do like some type of transforming Cell, or just another standalone perfect form Cell, or you just stay on like the super side of things, and then maybe you could do like, you know, we finally get that LR Bye Guys Goku that's been like a meme for a really long time, but they typically tend to do the super and extreme format for the worldwide download celebration. So it would definitely be like a Gohan and a Cell, and then maybe for part 2, they could double down on super class and do like a Bye Guys Goku, and then like, I don't know, like a Vegeta and Trunks or something like that, right? Like I'm just spitballing here, but like you could easily go with something like that. But I think that this theme would work out really well because the Cell games does have some potentially interesting Easy A's that we could look at, right? You look at this version of Trunks right here, he could Easy A. The Tech Androids could be a very good Easy A. If you want to go the LR route, these guys right here are approaching almost 3 years old, so it would be a little bit early, but if you want to kind of bring in that hype, it would be super fun. This character doesn't really work on this team. Obviously, he's not an Easy A candidate or anything like that, but you know, it's just buffs for him if you want to run him on that team, and if this team has relevancy, then that would be a good spot for him. We could Easy A this bad boy right here, and really could get working with some of that. If they really want to just go like crazy, they could Easy A these Golden Week units, but I think it is a little bit early, and we could potentially save that, right? So like Summonable LR, like we're covering the major bases, right? Summonable LR Easy A, Dokkan Festival Easy A's right here. And then we'd have like some, you know, sub Easy A's as well with like you could do this guy, or you could do this guy, something like that, right? Or this guy right here. A lot of different potential options that you could go with that. But that's kind of another theme. But something else that I've heard that people want is Broly. Now with Broly, it would be specifically from the Z Broly kind of arc, right? So what does this entail? This guy, right off the bat, is going to be getting an Easy A. And think about how long it's been since we've gotten like a true legendary Super Saiyan Broly, right? Because this guy, despite the appearance being similar, we obviously know that's not the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. It's full power Broly. It's a whole different thing. This guy Easy A'd back in 2021. And then this guy has yet to Easy A. He is the oldest summonable LR without an Easy A at this point, if I'm not mistaken. And then if we go down here, the last released legendary Super Saiyan Broly was this guy right here. Then he could potentially Easy A as well. And then if you want to do a super class counterpart, it could easily just be haha Goku, like Super Saiyan Goku with the energy of the other Z fighters, giving him for the uppercut, or whatever you want to call that, right? I think that could easily work for a Broly celebration. And if you want to go the extra mile, like for part 2, then we could do like Broly from Second Coming. And then maybe like, this isn't going to be like the most hype thing ever, but like a Goten, Trunks, and Videl unit, potentially. Like that could be like a Carnival LR. It wouldn't be the greatest thing in the world, but it's just an idea, right? Like obviously they could do something else, but I think that that could potentially be a good one as well. So like those are the 3 big hitters for me right now. Cell Games, GT, and then Broly. I think those are going to be 3 very good potential candidates for the Worldwide Download Celebration, as, again, Worldwide likes to go down the route of super and extreme. So, like, we could easily say, like, oh, it'll be Gogeta and Vegito, but it's like, no, they usually save that for the anniversary because we get extreme class characters during Worldwide. So, let me know down below what you guys think. What do you think the Worldwide Download Celebration is going to be? If you did enjoy this little discussion video, this is more of kind of like a secondary monitor thing while I'm talking, or while you're doing something else, this type of video. Like I said, leave a like if you did enjoy, if you potentially agree with one of the things that I said. If you disagree, all those fun things. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one.